Hey guys. We're going to talk about bisexuality and relationships today because there seems to be a whole lot of fucked up nonsense in this genre of life. First of all, I hate to say it, but bisexuality gets a horrible rap in the LGBTQA whatever community at this point. We're looked at as greedy and, we don't know what we want yet and all that stuff. And I understand that because a lot of people come out as bisexual before they come out as gay. So I get it why people see that, but at the same time, not dating someone because they're bisexual is really stupid. You putting in that kind of what do you call it? Like that kind of actual like limitations on your love life could make you not date someone that is amazing because they happen to like both genders. I'm bisexual. My wife's bisexual. Now, I am bisexual, but I'm a lot more leaning towards lesbianism than I am to straightness. I'm definitely not 50-50. I'm like 70-30. I am more likely to date a female than date a male. It's always been that way, but I still find males attractive. My wife's the same way. My wife has had serious relationships with males and females. She's more of the 50-50 kind of thing. But we're married. I'm married to a female. Being married to a female means that I am only with a female. It doesn't make me a lesbian. It doesn't change my sexuality. It just means that I'm in a long-term female relation, like female-female relationship. It also doesn't mean that it's okay for me to have a boyfriend because I happen to like males as well. Same with my wife. It's not okay for her to have a boyfriend because she happens to like males as much as she likes females. That's not okay because I'm in a monogamous relationship. Now, if I was polyamorous, that'd be no problem. Like, hey, she got a boyfriend, I have a boyfriend, whatever. I'm not like that because I'm way too jealous, honestly. I don't like that kind of stuff. And I want it to myself. Sorry, that's what's up. I want it to myself. The reason I'm sort of bringing this up is I'm going to talk about a YouTuber. And I don't like doing this, but I'm going to. So if you don't like it, click off now. Okay? Anyway, I'm not talking about Anision. Anision was like the first YouTuber I saw that I like watched that I really thought was hilarious. I liked his videos. I liked that he was blunt, that he was honest, that he just said whatever the fuck he wanted. Like I liked all these things, but he sort of just crossed the line for me a little bit. That I'm like, and if it was just his personal life, I wouldn't even have this issue. But he made his personal life public, and since he made it public, it sort of just it rubbed me the wrong way. Basically, and okay, before I even say this, basically, Anision Greg is married to Lainey Lane. Lainey Lane is genderqueer. I have no problem with people that are genderqueer. I have no problem with anybody. I'm really bad with pronouns. So when I have this conversation, I'm probably going to keep saying she instead of they because they and them to me just sounds wrong. It's not proper English. You don't call a singular person like it just doesn't make any sense to me. So if I fuck up the pronouns, you can call me a horrible person. It's cool. I'm okay with it. Okay? Moving on. Okay. Greg Anision is married to Lainey. Lainey comes out as bisexual. Yeah, Lainey. Come out bisexual. Woo you. Okay. So Lainey gets a girlfriend. Greg said that's okay. That's problem number one. Now everyone, of course, that I talked to is like, oh, Greg pushed her into it. Greg pushed her into it. Fuck that shit. You can't push anybody into a relationship. I don't give a fuck how many times my wife is like, have a boyfriend, have a boyfriend, have a boyfriend. I would still not get a boyfriend. You can't push somebody into a relationship. So that's bullshit. That's bullshit right there. It's bullshit. She chose to have a girlfriend. Even if she wasn't comfortable with the situation in the beginning, she still went with it. So if you're not going to stand up for yourself, well, then it's your fault. Sorry, but not sorry. So Lane, Greg, and then Billy comes into place. Billy is Lainey's girlfriend for a little bit. Well, something happens, according to what Anision said. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is Anision made a video about this. So he made this public knowledge. So he can get pissed off when people have opinions about it. So anyway, so basically what happens is Lainey gets pissed off or jealous or something because Greg and Billy start, talking or being friends or flirting or who fucking knows we weren't there. And Lainey leaves and leaves her girlfriend there, which is like, Billy, what the fuck? You should be going with your girlfriend. But okay, whatever. If you think that Billy's just there because she wanted to, get with Greg to have some like, YouTube popularity or who fucking knows. And Greg ends up cuddling with Billy and ends up giving her a massage. Now, before this, they also were all in the same bed together. And Greg and Billy were both like making out with Lainey. So I'm like, all right, you're already crossing too many lines there if you're not having a polyamorous relationship. You know, that's supposed to be like, if you, there's already a lot of stuff that's just being crossed there. You are like just walking on a thin line of disaster, and that's what happened. So basically, shit blows, hits the fan. Basically, Lainey, whatever, gets pissed off that, that happened, feels like she's been cheated on, which I'm like, that's sort of bullshit and sort of hypocritical of you to say that since you have a girlfriend in a marriage. I don't give a fuck if Greg said it was okay or not. You still sort of been like, no, I want one person or want a polyamorous relationship. That's it. You can't have both. You can't have a monogamous relationship and then have a girlfriend. You can't do that. So anyway, Greg makes his first video saying, I betrayed my wife, and explains what he did. And I'm like, okay, I saw that. And so everyone's like, I respect that. He was honest about it. I don't see why he tells us because it's not really any of our business, but okay, whatever. Then he makes a second video pretty much saying, we're going to go to marriage counseling. And I'm like, okay, good, go for you. Yeah, and she's not going to have any more girlfriends, whatever. And I'm like, that's how it should have been from the get-go. Cool. Then he makes two more videos. And pretty much one's like, they ended up being parody videos. They were like satire or what have you. But they're fucked up. Like, they were not funny. They pretty much, like, the first one pretty much made Lainey seem like a dick and like, oh, she kicked me out and she took my son, she did this and she did that and all of this nonsense and, made this whole, like, these two ones that made it, made all the 14-year-olds on YouTube fucking freak out, of course, because that's a lot of his fan base. And basically made Lainey look like a dick, made the whole situation look like a joke. And it's just fucked up because honestly, if you love someone, you would not want to hurt them like that. You would not want to turn it into a joke and turn it into a way to get more fucking views and get more people to watch your channel and shit. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. And it honestly, like, has made me really, like, have really distaste for him now. Like, I've unsubscribed from most of his channels. I don't watch his videos. Anytime I get a notification of his videos, I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to watch his videos anymore. I've actually lost a lot of, like, respect for him because I like the fact that he was blunt and honest, and now I feel like he just tried to manipulate people for views, and it's pathetic. Because not only did he try to manipulate people for views, he tried to fucking do it by bringing his wife down. And I'm like, that's fucked up. If you really love someone, why the fuck would you do that? So I honestly, like, it's just, it made me lose respect. But that's where this all came from. Because I'm a bisexual female in a lesbian relationship. But we're both bisexual. It doesn't change our sexuality. But it also doesn't make it okay for me to go get a boyfriend because I happen to like boys as well as females. And the same thing with my wife. Now, if we are polyamorous, that's totally okay. And I have nothing wrong with people who are polyamorous. But you can't have it both ways. You can't have a relationship where you are committed to one person through marriage, through actual ring on your finger marriage, and then bring somebody else into the relationship and expect nothing to fucking happen. Like, hello? Like, that makes no fucking sense. And to believe that somebody's not, I mean, this is why people don't believe that bisexuality is real. Because this kind of shit happens. They think that they're greedy and that they're fucking gonna cheat on you and be ridiculous. And what fucking happens? You get greedy and you cheat on them. Like, that's exactly what pretty much happened. You got a girlfriend while you were married. Like, I don't give a fuck if he said it was okay or not. You are the one that did that. You brought this into your relationship, which turned into a big shithole. And everyone's like, oh, poor Lane, poor Laney, poor Lane. Honestly, no. Fuck them both. They're both stupid. They both made bad fucking choices. So I'm not on either one's other side. But honestly, I have lost all respect for Anision. I'm not going to watch his videos anymore. Like, I sort of understand why a lot of people don't like him now. That just honestly, like, is disrespectful. Like, all that for views? Like, really, YouTube's that important to you? Really? Really now? It's important enough to, like, destroy your relationship? And I've never been one who's been a fan of Lainey, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. I've never been a fan because I just think she's fucking boring as shit. I've watched her channels and I've been like, oh my god, like, this bitch has 100,000 followers and she is boring as shit. But she's 100,000 followers because she's married to fucking Greg. So all little 14-year-olds just push up to her and be like, oh mom, we love you. She's boring as fucking shit. Honestly, I hate to say it, I'd love to see fucking Shiloh back. Like, at least she was a little more interesting. But the point being, if you're gonna put all your shit out there, you're gonna expect that people are gonna have opinions on it, and you're making all bisexual people look bad. Like, you're making us all look like what the LGBTQ community thinks we already are. They think that we're greedy. They think that we want to cheat, that we fucking can't be monogamous, all this other stuff. I am monogamous in every relationship I've ever been into. I've never cheated in my life, and I never fucking will. My father cheated on my mom from the time I was born until I was fucking 13 years old. I will never cheat on someone. That is the worst thing you can do to someone. And thinking that even if you're doing it in their face, you're still cheating. You made a vow. The vow is to love this one person. And you changed that vow. You decided to bring someone else in. and it fucked up your relationship. And that's your fault. That is not how bisexuals are. Bisexuals are people who are just like boys, like girls, and transgender, and whatever else you want to put into the spectrum of genders. Like them all. I like them all. I like everybody. But it doesn't mean that I don't want a kid to be monogamous, and it doesn't mean that I want my wife to go after boys and all that kind of. No. I'm in a relationship with just my wife. If anything ever happened and I ended up being with a boy, then I wouldn't be in a relationship with my wife because that's cheating. You know what I mean? Like, that's, come on now. Like, that's just common sense. And honestly, it bugs me because it's like, you're making us all look bad. You're making all the bisexual people in the world look bad. And you're just, I just lost so much respect for Onision. Like, the fact that you made that a joke. You made something, like, serious a joke. And again, like I said, like, I've never been a huge fan of Lane. But, like, you literally, like, turned something that hurt her into a joke, and you're expecting to save your relationship that way? Because you really needed to get those views? Like, that was really that important? You need to get your shit together, dude. Like, you need to take a fucking long walk and really think of who you are.